Imagine waking up one day and being told that you've actually been living in the year 1723 instead of 2021. This mind-bending scenario is at the heart of the phantom time hypothesis, a theory put forth by German historian Heribert Illig in the 1990s. Illig believed that the period between 614 and 911 AD never actually happened, and was instead a fabrication by the Holy Roman Emperor Otto III, Pope Sylvester II, and possibly the Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII. But why would these powerful figures invent almost 3 centuries of history? According to Illig, they wanted to legitimize their rule by placing themselves at the center of the Christian millennium, which was believed to be the year 1000 AD. In order to achieve this, they manipulated historical records, introduced fake artifacts, and even altered the calendar to create the illusion of time passing. If Illig's theory is correct, it means that our current understanding of history is based on a monumental lie, with countless events and figures being mere fabrications. The phantom time hypothesis has been met with skepticism and criticism by many historians, but it also raises fascinating questions about the nature of time, our perception of history, and the lengths to which powerful figures might go to control the narrative. If the phantom time hypothesis holds true, it would mean that countless historical events, milestones, and accomplishments have been falsely attributed to a fabricated timeline. Consider the implications for our understanding of art and architecture, as entire styles and movements could be cast into doubt or reassigned to different eras. Great works that have been attributed to the so-called Dark Ages may, in reality, belong to a different period altogether. Furthermore, the origins and development of various languages, religions, and political systems would have to be re-evaluated. Rediscovering the true timeline could reveal that major empires and civilizations either never existed or existed at different times, prompting us to rewrite our entire understanding of human history. Imagine the confusion this would cause in our understanding of genealogy, as family trees and lineages would need to be completely restructured. Not to mention the impact on our legal systems and international diplomacy, as ancestral claims to lands and resources could be invalidated or altered. A revelation of this magnitude would undoubtedly have a profound effect on our collective identity, prompting us to question the authenticity of the stories that have shaped our understanding of who we are and where we come from. The Julian calendar, introduced by Julius Caesar in 45 BCE, simplified the Roman calendar by creating a year consisting of 365.25 days. While this approximation was ingenious for its time, it resulted in a discrepancy of about 11 minutes per year, causing the calendar to drift out of sync with the solar year. By the 16th century, the accumulated error reached 10 days, causing significant issues for society, particularly in relation to religious observances and the timing of agricultural activities. In response, Pope Gregory XIII commissioned a reform of the calendar, resulting in the Gregorian calendar, which we still use today. Introduced in 1582, the Gregorian calendar included a leap year system that omitted the leap day in years divisible by 100 but not divisible by 400, providing a more accurate alignment with the solar year. However, the calendar change caused some confusion and resistance, as different countries adopted the Gregorian calendar at different times over the next few centuries. This led to discrepancies in record keeping and communication, as people living in different regions were following different calendars and counting time differently. In some cases, individuals may have celebrated their birthdays or other significant events on different dates, depending on which calendar they were using. Understanding the intricacies of these calendar systems is essential for grasping the potential gaps and inaccuracies in our historical timeline, as we must consider how these calendars were used, adapted, and sometimes manipulated by various societies throughout history. In addition to the Julian and Gregorian calendars, numerous other calendrical systems have been developed by different cultures throughout history, each with its own unique complexities. For instance, the ancient Egyptian civilization used a calendar based on the cycles of the moon and the annual flooding of the Nile River, resulting in a year of 360 days, later adjusted to 365 days. The Islamic calendar, or Hijri calendar, is a lunar-based system with 12 months and 354 or 355 days, causing it to drift through the seasons over a 33-year cycle. In ancient Mesoamerica, the Maya civilization developed an intricate system of interconnected calendars, including the famous long count calendar, which measured time in cycles of approximately 5,125 years. The Chinese calendar, another example, is a complex lunisolar system that incorporates elements of both the lunar and solar cycles, resulting in a year that can range from 353 to 385 days. Each of these cultural calendars presents its own difficulties when attempting to synchronize them with one another or with the standard Gregorian calendar that is widely used today. Moreover, Many of these calendars have undergone numerous adjustments and reforms throughout history, making it challenging to accurately trace events and timelines across different civilizations. As we explore the possibility of lost or phantom time, these calendrical complexities highlight the potential for discrepancies and confusion in our understanding of history, as each culture's perception of time might have been shaped by their unique calendrical systems. Unraveling the intricacies of these various calendars can help us to better comprehend the context in which historical events occurred and detect potential gaps or inconsistencies in our timeline. Calendar reforms have often been driven by the need to synchronize with natural cycles, such as the solar year or lunar month, ensuring that seasonal events like solstices, equinoxes, or religious observances remain aligned. One of the most famous examples of calendar reform is the shift from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar in 1582, initiated by Pope Gregory XIII to address the inaccuracy of the Julian calendar's 365.25-day year. The Gregorian reform entailed the removal of 10 days from October 1582, causing the date to jump from October 4 to October 15, an adjustment that was met with confusion, misunderstandings, and resistance in some parts of the world. Notably, England and its colonies didn't adopt the Gregorian calendar until 1752, resulting in a discrepancy of 11 days and leading to the curious case of George Washington's birthday being celebrated on both February 11 and February 22. In 1923, the International Fixed Calendar was proposed by the League of Nations, aiming to simplify timekeeping by introducing a 13-month year with each month having exactly 28 days, but it never gained widespread acceptance. Another intriguing instance of calendar reform is the French Republican calendar, implemented during the French Revolution in an attempt to dechristianize the nation by removing traditional religious elements and replacing them with a rational, secular system based on decimal measurements. These calendar changes can have far-reaching effects on historical records, as governments, institutions, and individuals might have followed different calendars and dating systems, leading to potential inaccuracies or discrepancies when comparing dates and events. As we delve deeper into the realm of lost or phantom time, recognizing the impact of these calendar reforms on our perception of history becomes essential, as they might hold the key to understanding potential gaps or inconsistencies in our collective timeline. The archaeological record, a crucial component of our understanding of the past, is often incomplete and peppered with enigmatic gaps that challenge our perception of history. One example of such a gap can be found in the mysterious Dark Ages, a period between the fall of the Western Roman Empire and the beginning of the Middle Ages, marked by a lack of written records, architectural advancements, and artistic achievements. This puzzling void in the archaeological record has led some to question if the Dark Ages were indeed a time of stagnation or if they might hold evidence of missing years, potentially supporting the phantom time hypothesis. Another compelling case of a significant gap is China's missing centuries, a period between the Han Dynasty and the rise of the Sui Dynasty, characterized by a lack of contemporary historical records and a dearth of tangible archaeological evidence. These unexplained gaps in the archaeological record not only question the traditional dating of historical events but also fuel debates and theories surrounding the possibility of lost or phantom time. The enigmatic Antikythera mechanism, an ancient Greek artifact believed to be an astronomical calculator, presents yet another puzzle for archaeologists, as its advanced technology appears to be centuries ahead of its time, further complicating our understanding of historical timelines. Closer examination of these unexplained gaps, coupled with a willingness to entertain alternative theories, can help unravel the mysteries of our past and may ultimately lead to a more accurate and comprehensive understanding of human history. Radiocarbon dating, a critical tool for determining the age of archaeological samples, relies on the principle of radioactive decay of carbon-14, a naturally occurring isotope found in all living organisms. While this method has revolutionized our ability to date artifacts and organic remains, its accuracy can be compromised by various factors, including contamination, calibration errors, and fluctuations in the Earth's magnetic field. One factor potentially affecting radiocarbon dating accuracy is the presence of old carbon or carbon reservoirs in samples, which can result from the incorporation of ancient carbon dioxide into the organism, leading to erroneously older dates. Another potential issue with radiocarbon dating is the effect of dramatic climatic events, such as volcanic eruptions, which can temporarily alter the atmospheric carbon-14 concentration and skew dating results. Furthermore, radiocarbon dating assumes a constant level of atmospheric carbon-14 throughout history, which is not always the case, as fluctuations in solar activity and geomagnetic field strength can cause variations in carbon-14 production rates. These inconsistencies and limitations of radiocarbon dating methods contribute to the ongoing debate surrounding the accuracy of our historical timelines and the possibility of missing or phantom time. Critically examining the assumptions, challenges, and inconsistencies in radiocarbon dating can help enhance our understanding of the method's limitations and refine our approach to dating historical artifacts and remains, ultimately contributing to a clearer picture of our past. As we delve deeper into the world of archaeology, we encounter peculiar artifacts that seem to defy conventional timelines and challenge prevailing knowledge of history. One such anomaly is the Antikythera mechanism, a complex ancient Greek device found in a shipwreck off the coast of Antikythera in 1901, which has been dated to around 100 BCE. This intricate mechanism, considered the world's first analog computer, features advanced gear systems and astronomical calculations that appear to be centuries ahead of their time, fueling speculation about the true extent of ancient technology. Another enigmatic artifact is the Baghdad battery, a clay jar from the Parthian period, 250 BCE to 224 CE. That may have functioned as a galvanic cell, producing an electrical charge long before the invention of modern batteries. These seemingly out-of-place artifacts, often referred to as ooparts, elicit a sense of wonder and curiosity, prompting us to re-evaluate our understanding of the past and question if our timeline needs revision. Moreover, the discovery of intricate tunnel systems, like the underground city of Derinkuyu in Turkey, poses questions about the capabilities of ancient civilizations and the possibility of undiscovered chapters in human history. Such archaeological enigmas, combined with calendar inconsistencies, gaps in the historical record, and radiocarbon dating limitations, invite us to reconsider the completeness of our historical timeline and entertain the notion of missing or misattributed years. Diving into the realm of fabricated historical events, we encounter the donation of Constantine, an influential yet fraudulent Roman imperial decree from the 8th century, which granted immense power and wealth to the papacy. This document was later exposed as a forgery in the 15th century by humanist scholar Lorenzo Valla, casting doubt on the authenticity of other historical records and highlighting the potential for manipulation of our shared timeline. Another controversial episode is the Battle of Hastings in 1066, an event of immense historical significance, marking the Norman conquest of England and the end of the Anglo-Saxon period. However, some theories suggest that the Battle of Hastings was actually staged, with the tapestry depicting the event being intentionally misleading and designed to create a specific narrative to support the emerging Norman regime. Exploring further, we find the legend of Prester John, a mythical Christian ruler in the East, who captivated medieval Europe with tales of his opulent kingdom, which was never located, raising questions about the veracity of the accounts. This enigmatic figure fueled the imaginations of explorers and influenced geopolitics for centuries, exemplifying the power of narrative to shape history, even when rooted in fiction. These instances of fabricated historical events serve as a reminder of the fallibility of our recorded past and the need for critical evaluation of the sources and accounts that have shaped our understanding of history. When examining the intricate tapestry of history, we often encounter instances of overlapping reigns and chronological inconsistencies that challenge our understanding of the past. One such example is the Third Crusade, during which the kings of England, France, and Germany embarked on a joint mission to the Holy Land, resulting in overlapping timelines and blurred historical accounts. These discrepancies have fueled speculations that some events might have been duplicated or even fabricated, thereby distorting the true historical timeline. Another perplexing case involves the Chinese Emperor Wu of Han, whose reign was recorded to have lasted 54 years, but the existence of contemporaneous documents and artifacts raises questions about possible chronological miscalculations. Similarly, the rule of ancient Egyptian pharaohs has long been a subject of debate among historians, with some experts proposing alternative chronologies to account for the inconsistencies in regnal periods. These alternative models, such as the new chronology proposed by David Rohl, suggest a potential compression or expansion of timelines, which could have significant implications for how we view the course of human history. By revisiting these disputed episodes, we uncover a fascinating web of connections and contradictions, compelling us to reevaluate the veracity of our historical records and to consider the possibility that we might be missing crucial pieces of the puzzle. The analysis of overlapping reigns and chronological inconsistencies not only captivates our imagination but also serves as a crucial reminder of the importance of scrutinizing the foundational narratives that shape our understanding of the past. As we venture deeper into the enigma of missing years, it becomes crucial to consider the potential influence of lost historical texts and documents on our understanding of the past. Throughout history, numerous ancient libraries and repositories of knowledge, such as the Great Library of Alexandria or the lesser-known Library of Ashurbanipal, were either deliberately destroyed or succumbed to the ravages of time. The loss of these invaluable collections not only robbed humanity of untold wisdom but could also have created gaps and discrepancies in our historical narrative. Moreover, deliberate acts of historical revisionism, such as the widespread practice of damnatio memoriae in ancient Rome, have led to the erasure or alteration of certain events and figures from the historical record. This practice involved the systematic removal of the names and images of disgraced individuals, effectively wiping them from collective memory and leaving tantalizing gaps in our understanding of the past. Additionally, the process of copying and translating historical documents over centuries has left ample room for human error, with scribes inadvertently omitting or modifying information, further muddying the waters of history. One must also consider the role of oral history and folklore in shaping our understanding of the past, as these stories, passed down through generations, are vulnerable to embellishment and distortion, potentially leading to the incorporation of mythical events into our historical timeline. In light of these factors, the notion that our historical record might be marred by gaps, inaccuracies, and lost knowledge becomes increasingly plausible, urging us to reconsider the foundations of our historical understanding and to keep an open mind as we seek to unravel the mysteries of the past. Astronomical events, such as solar eclipses, comets, and planetary alignments, have been meticulously recorded by civilizations throughout history, often serving as celestial markers that can help us verify or challenge the accuracy of our timeline. For instance, ancient civilizations like the Maya and the Babylonians possessed impressive astronomical knowledge that allowed them to predict and document events like lunar cycles and eclipses with remarkable precision. By comparing these historical records with modern astronomical data, we can potentially uncover discrepancies in our understanding of time and validate or refute hypotheses like the phantom time hypothesis. One famous example is the total solar eclipse of June 15, 763 BCE, which was recorded by the Assyrians and provided a critical anchor point for historians to synchronize ancient Middle Eastern chronology with our modern calendar. However, despite the wealth of astronomical records available, there are still some challenges in using this data to support or debunk missing years in our history. One such challenge is the potential for misinterpretation of ancient records, as language, cultural context, and astronomical knowledge have evolved significantly over time, making it difficult to accurately understand the original intent behind the documentation. Furthermore, natural phenomena such as supernovae and comets, while rare and awe-inspiring, may have been interpreted differently by various cultures and may not necessarily provide a clear and definitive chronological marker. Nonetheless, astronomical events and historical records remain a vital resource for historians and scientists attempting to piece together the intricate puzzle of our past and to address questions about potentially missing time in our historical narrative. Climate and geological data provide scientists with valuable insights into the Earth's history, helping to corroborate or challenge our understanding of historical timelines, including the possibility of missing years. Ice cores, for example, hold within their layers a detailed account of the Earth's climate, with each layer representing a year of accumulated snowfall and providing information on temperature, precipitation, and even atmospheric composition. By analyzing the data stored in ice cores, researchers can establish a chronological record of climatic shifts, which can then be compared to historical events, such as volcanic eruptions, droughts, and famines, to establish the accuracy of our timeline. In addition to ice cores, tree ring dating, or dendrochronology, is another powerful tool that can help reveal a more accurate picture of our past. By examining the patterns of growth rings in trees, scientists can not only determine the age of the tree, but also gather clues about climatic conditions during the tree's lifetime, allowing them to piece together a continuous and datable record of environmental changes. These dendrochronological records can be cross-referenced with historical accounts to verify the timing of key events or identify potential gaps in our understanding of the past. Geological data, such as sedimentary layers and volcanic ash deposits, also contribute to our understanding of Earth's history and can provide valuable context for calibrating radiocarbon dating, which relies on the consistent decay of carbon-14 isotopes to determine the age of organic materials. By combining these diverse sources of scientific data, researchers can create a more comprehensive and accurate picture of our planet's history, allowing us to evaluate theories like the phantom time hypothesis and to better understand the complex tapestry of our past. While the phantom time hypothesis is certainly intriguing, it's important to consider the various counterarguments and criticisms that have been raised by scholars, historians, and scientists. One of the main points of contention is that the hypothesis relies heavily on the assumption that key historical figures, such as the Holy Roman Emperor Otto III, purposefully manipulated historical records to suit their own agendas, a claim that lacks concrete evidence. Furthermore, the phantom time hypothesis focuses primarily on European history, largely ignoring the historical records of other civilizations, such as China and the Islamic world, which have maintained consistent and largely independent chronologies that correlate with the conventional timeline. Critics also argue that the technological advancements made over the supposedly missing years would be difficult to account for if the phantom time hypothesis were true, as it would necessitate an implausibly rapid pace of development during the period in question. Moreover, astronomical records from civilizations all around the world provide independent verification of the conventional timeline, as they contain detailed accounts of solar eclipses, comet sightings, and other celestial events that can be cross-referenced and dated with a high degree of accuracy. Despite these criticisms, the phantom time hypothesis serves as a fascinating thought experiment that challenges our understanding of history and encourages us to question the reliability of historical records and dating methods. While the weight of evidence seems to favor the conventional timeline, the ongoing debate surrounding the phantom time hypothesis reminds us of the importance of scrutinizing our past and highlights the complexities of historical research and chronology. If the phantom time hypothesis were proven true, it would require us to completely revise our understanding of historical timelines, calling into question many key milestones in human development and forcing us to reevaluate our knowledge of the past. Centuries of art, literature, and cultural achievements would need to be recontextualized in light of the missing years, leading to dramatic shifts in our perception of artistic movements, religious developments, and the spread of ideas. The redefinition of historical timelines would also affect the fields of genealogy and family history, as entire generations may be misplaced or omitted, causing confusion and a potential loss of ancestral connections. Political history would undergo a metamorphosis, as the reigns of kings, queens, and other rulers would need to be reevaluated and potentially shortened or lengthened, potentially altering our understanding of historical power dynamics and alliances. The impact on religious history would be significant, as key events, such as the founding of influential monastic orders, the spread of Christianity, and the rise of Islam, would need to be reconsidered in light of the adjusted timeline. Additionally, our understanding of technological innovation would be reoriented, as the development of important inventions and scientific discoveries would need to be reassessed, possibly changing how we view the progress of human civilization. Revisiting historical timelines in the wake of the phantom time hypothesis would be a monumental and challenging task, but it would also provide an opportunity for new insights and a deeper exploration of our shared human heritage. The psychological impact of lost time would raise questions about the very nature of our identities, as historical events and cultural milestones often shape our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Individuals who trace their ancestry to specific time periods or events may experience a profound crisis of identity if these events are proven to be false or fabricated, potentially leading to feelings of confusion and disorientation. The revelation of missing years could also provoke a re-evaluation of collective historical memory, giving rise to new interpretations and a reimagining of shared stories, tales, and myths that have been passed down for generations. Societal norms and values may also be called into question in light of the phantom time hypothesis, as the origins of important customs and traditions could be thrown into doubt, leading some to question the validity and importance of these practices. Within academic circles, the discovery of lost time would necessitate a sweeping reassessment of existing research and theories, potentially sparking fierce debates and disagreements as scholars grapple with the implications of the new timeline. In the broader realm of public discourse, the potential upheaval caused by the phantom time hypothesis could trigger a renewed interest in history, archaeology, and the study of the past, as people seek to rediscover their roots and understand the true nature of humanity's shared history. Ultimately, the psychological and societal impact of lost time would be felt most acutely in the way we perceive ourselves and our place in the world, as our connections to the past inform our understanding of who we are and where we come from. Unraveling the mystery of lost time would challenge our understanding of significant historical events and lead to a re-evaluation of the timeline we've relied on for centuries. As we reassess the validity of our historical records, we might uncover hidden truths and previously unknown connections between events, cultures, and civilizations, paving the way for groundbreaking discoveries. The exposure of fabricated events or misstated artifacts would prompt us to re-examine the motivations and biases of historians and scholars, inviting a more critical and discerning approach to the study of history. The possibility of missing years opens up a world of alternative histories, as we consider the untold stories and silenced voices that could offer fresh perspectives and insights into our collective past. As we grapple with the implications of the phantom time hypothesis, we may find ourselves questioning the accepted narratives and paradigms that have shaped our worldviews, inspiring curiosity and skepticism in equal measure. The recognition that our understanding of history might not be as complete or accurate as we once believed could lead to a renewed dedication to interdisciplinary research, as scientists, historians, and archaeologists collaborate to reconstruct a more accurate and holistic picture of the past. Embracing the potential for lost time would encourage us to consider the role of history in shaping our present and future, as we strive to learn from our mistakes and build a more informed, just, and compassionate society. Ultimately, confronting the possibility of missing years in our historical record invites us on a thrilling intellectual adventure, as we challenge long-held beliefs, expand our horizons, and uncover the hidden and forgotten corners of human history.